Hello, we are Group 3, Nolan, Rob, Chetwin, and Jenna. We are here today to talk about a drainage scenario we have been given. The main part of this drainage scenario is it is affecting the pace of play and the playability on this hole. It is a creek bed that runs across the fairway at the 250-yard mark. Here we have identified some of the main issues with this creek bed, as you can see. Now I am going to talk about these a little bit more in depth. One way to help with the pace of play and playability issues is to increase consistency. By doing this, you can allow the golfers to know what to expect coming into this hole. You can either turn the creek bed into a fully functioning hazard and maintain it, which would allow long hitters to fly it or shorter hitters to lay up accordingly. Maintaining it would allow much quicker retrieval of balls during the dry summer months, and crisp, clear edges would allow you to know your ball for sure went into the water during the spring months. Or you can sod over this and install drainage pipes in order to turn the surface running water into subsurface running water. The fact that water flow is different in the spring compared to the summer is completely up to Mother Nature. Once again, either turning this into a full-on hazard or getting things to run underground are the best two options to deal with this uncontrollable hazard. The next main issue is the lack of commitment about doing anything to the project so far. This can be fixed by making a decision and putting a plan into action. Your membership group seeing something being done about this issue would help to ease their minds. This shows that the club cares about their issues and are willing to do something about it. The next main issue that we found was the aesthetic issues with the current situation. From the example picture, things are looking quite ratty, and it seems to be an area that isn't easy to maintain. By choosing one of our three options, this area will be cleaned up and look much more aesthetically pleasing. The other big issue we found was that the current bridge appeared to be somewhat of a safety hazard. By choosing one of our three options, we would either completely eliminate the bridge or construct a much nicer and safer one.
Possible solutions to solve this issue. Install a catch basin system with some drain pipe. A solution could be to install a series of catch basins along the low spot with the drainage line of drain pipe running under the fairway and directing it out to a desired location. So catch basin installation. The basin could be placed in the low spot on the side of the fairway, going in with 20 catch basins along the creek bed. To catch the surface water could be an option. We could then run the drain pipe under the fairway and direct it to a desired location. This could be done with a trencher, staff on shovels, and vehicles to transport materials. Once it's done, there should be very little to no water running across the fairway, and keeping it dry during rainfall can help minimize cart paths on occasion. Catch basins are $30. We would need 20, so that's $600. 4-inch, 100-foot black drain pipe at 41 cents is $98.40. Trench attachment rental would be $225 for the day. Labor costs for 6 staff at an average of $17 an hour would be $306. And for the landscape fabric, it would be $349. The sand would be $420.66, giving us a total of $1,998 to complete this specific solution.
Moving into this formula, I'm just going to run you through the top line of it. The 4 is always a constant. The K stands for the hydraulic conductivity, which is the rate at which water moves throughout the soil. For that, we are using 3.5. The H is the number 8 inches in this, and now Rob will take you through the formula.
Okay, so basically what this formula does is it calculates the spacing of the catch basins that we need in order to drain our area, our problem area, at a rate of 2 inches an hour. So basically what we did, we have our drainage equals the constant 4 times 3.5 inches an hour times 8 squared divided by 250 inches. 250 is just a kind of like a ballpark guess of what it might be. So basically we do the math, work it out to 896 divided by 250, which equals 3.58. By cross multiplying, we can find out what we would actually use instead of 250, the accurate number given to give us 2 inches per hour, which is our drainage that we want to achieve. So this equals 139-inch spacing, or in other terms, 12-inch spacing for our catch basins. Using our perforated pipe and sand is our other solution. And basically, we would dig a trench and install the pipe and basically fill it with sand to absorb the moisture, and it would basically seep through the pores and into the pipe. The problem with this solution is we're not 100% sure about the quality of it. The cost of it, basically, operator would be paid $25 an hour. We figure it would only take 2 hours to operate that and dig the trench, so $50. And basically, you work out the labor. All the materials, if you add them all up with our landscape fabric, which you need because of the sand that works its way into the pipe if you don't use it, works out to about $420. You use the equipment rental, which is going to be a trencher, which will cut down our labor, and that's why it's so cheap as opposed to using shovels. Our estimated total is about $1,300.
Okay, so for our final solution, we thought we could just make the creek bed a permanent hazard. So we could simply dig out the ditch to allow more area to be permanent water. This would be a permanent water hazard. It could be dug out and lined with rock, so even when it dries out, it could be a nice touch to the fairway. The cost for this, we would be doing an in-house construction project, so we would be doing it. We wouldn't be hiring any of the project out. The rocks would be an expensive portion, so we figured we would just collect from around the golf course to fill and line the creek bed. We'd be renting a Cat 307 E2, which is kind of like a hoe, for $620 a day, and we figured we'd be needing it for about 2 days. The labor, we're going to have an operator working 16 hours, so two 8-hour days when we have that machine rented, and we're going to have a lot of labor going into laying the rock down. We'll be needing the polypropylene landscape fabric. We'd be needing 6 rolls of the 50-foot fabric for $419 for the estimated total of $3,319, and this does not include the possible bridge construction that would have to be going along with it. So to conclude here, we have our 3 different solutions: the catch basin install, the perforated pipe with the sand layer, and just creating the permanent creek. We have the costs listed here as well. We would be going with solution number 1 just because it is would probably be the most effective. We did like having the solution 3 as an option, but seeing as laying the rock might be time consuming, it does increase the cost of this project, and we feel like it might not help speed up the pace of the play. And number 2, just we don't know how accurate and how effective that solution might be, so we're going to stick with solution number 1 and install 20 catch basins along that creek bed for $1,998. And then here is some of the research we did to conduct our project.
All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope this helps with any projects you guys have in the future.